Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to the Channel Squad. Today is a beautifully chaotic day in the soapverse, and we have an absolute mountain of madness to unpack together. Grab your snacks, hydrate, and settle in, because we are going deep today. My jaw is literally on the floor right now. I am physically shaking, besties, because we need to hold a literal intervention right now for the writers, the characters, and honestly, my own mental health. Oh my God. I hit record the second I process this because my brain is short-circuiting. Nikki Newman has a brain tumor? Are we actually serious right now? I am ascending, descending, and completely spiraling all at once. We all knew Nikki was under a massive amount of stress lately, but to drop a literal brain tumor and these agonizing, blinding headaches into the mix, I am not okay. And the way Victor reacted, the absolute sheer shock on the mustache face when he realized his wife's headaches weren't just a simple stress migraine, but a literal life-threatening mass in her brain. No cap, I almost threw my laptop across the room. Is it just me, or did they completely fumble the bag on this one by piling this onto an already stacked plate of generational trauma? Then you have to look at the sheer timing of this absolute nightmare. Nikki is already dealing with the absolute worst of Victor's ruthless business antics. We are talking about the yacht plot. People, Victor went way too far trying to seize that yacht, and Nikki has been furious, absolutely disgusted by his dirty tactics. She is at Society, venting to Jack Abbott, trying to process her crumbling marriage, and her head is literally pounding. Yet instead of just being normal marital stress, it's a tumor. Mainly, I am just furious because Nikki has been fighting for her life, her sobriety, and her sanity for decades, and now her own body is betraying her. Totally uncalled for, but from a dramatic standpoint, cinema. The sheer irony that Victor is out here orchestrating hostile takeovers and playing God, only to be completely blindsided and paralyzed by a medical diagnosis he cannot control. You cannot buy out a brain tumor, Victor. You cannot intimidate a mass in your wife's skull. Let's deep dive into Victor's reaction because I am low-key obsessed with the psychology here. Victor Newman is the terrifyingly calm patriarch. He is the man who pulls the strings of Genoa City with a smirk and a glass of expensive scotch. But when Nikki clutched her head in agony, when those debilitating headaches finally pushed her to the breaking point and the truth came out, Victor was shattered. I have not seen the man look this utterly helpless since, well, wait, I'm literally yapping right now about ancient history. Let me stay on track. Let's get back to the actual tea. Victor's shock is palpable. He is suddenly realizing that while he was busy playing corporate warfare and alienating his wife, she was secretly harboring a ticking time bomb in her head. The guilt, the absolute soul-crushing guilt that must be washing over him right now. He is watching the love of his life crumble in pain, and for the first time in his miserable, manipulative life, he is completely and utterly powerless. And we cannot ignore the massive elephant-sized trauma in the room. Nick Newman's severe fentanyl addiction. Besties, Nick is literally fighting for his life, and Nikki's trying to save him while dealing with a brain tumor. Victoria just caught Nick using again on May 20. He bought more drugs. He's lying to everyone, and Adam is interrogating him. Nikki and Victor are supposed to put aside their marital war on May 21 and 22 to present a united front and force Nick into a 24/7 inpatient rehab facility. How is Nikki supposed to do this? She is standing there demanding her son go to rehab, acting like the strong, uncompromising matriarch, while her brain is literally attacking her. The headaches must be blinding during this family intervention. Every time Nick screams at her or denies his addiction, you just know the stress is making the tumor flare up. I am literally screaming into the mic right now because the emotional stakes have never been higher. Then you factor in Jack Abbott's messy involvement. Jack is out here playing the ultimate white knight, comforting Nikki at Society, telling her he will be Nick's official sponsor, which honestly is sweet, but Jack is totally manipulating the situation. He admitted to Kyle that he embellished Victor's actions to make the mustache look even worse to Nikki. Jack is actively pouring gasoline on Nikki's stress levels to drive a wedge between her and Victor. If Jack finds out about these headaches and the tumor, what is he going to do? Will he feel guilty for adding to her immense psychological burden, or will he use her vulnerable medical state to finally pry her away from Victor forever? I want to root for Jack, I really do, but honestly, he is low-key being a massive opportunist here. Wait, actually, no. Victor deserves it. But wait, Nikki doesn't deserve the manipulation. My brain is basically a buffering wheel right now because I don't know who to be mad at anymore. And let's not even get started on the fact that Jack's little revenge tour against Victor has summoned the absolute demon that is Patty Williams. Jack just got a creepy bouquet from Patty at the Abbott Mansion because he dragged her into this mess. Imagine if Patty finds out Nikki has a brain tumor. Patty is so delusional and vindictive, she would probably try to sneak into the hospital and mess with Nikki's IV bags just to get back at Jack or Victor. I am literally terrified for Nikki's safety on multiple fronts right now. The woman cannot catch a single break, and the universe is just dogpiling on her. Yet, the plot thickens, squad. Michael Baldwin is literally day drinking at the GCAC. Day drinking. He is stressed out of his mind defending Victor's recent erratic behavior to Nikki. Michael is trying to play peacemaker, telling Nikki that Victor is acting out because of recent losses. But does Michael know about the tumor? Imagine being Victor's legal fixer, trying to clean up his messes, and then finding out the matriarch of the family might not survive the year. Michael's loyalty to Victor is strong, but seeing Nikki suffer these agonizing headaches might just break him. Meanwhile, Lauren is busy dealing with Phyllis's psychotic spiral over losing Matt Clark, who is out in the park rejecting Patty's romantic advances and trying to flee town. Patty literally called Victor to sell Matt out. Victor is getting calls from Patty about Matt Clark while his wife is collapsing from a brain tumor. The entire town is basically one giant dumpster fire of stress, and Nikki Newman is standing in the center of it with a literal mass in her brain. Make it make sense! Let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer acting masterclass we are about to get from this storyline. When Nikki gets those headaches, the subtle winces, the way she rubs her temples while trying to maintain her flawless icy exterior, it is pure perfection. She refuses to show weakness, especially not to Victor right now because she is so disgusted by his yacht plot. She wants to stand tall and punish him. Mainly, she wants to protect Nick and force him into that 24/7 facility. But the physical toll is undeniable. Every time she argues with Victor about his dirty business, a headache strikes. It's like her body is physically rejecting the toxicity of their marriage. So, hot take, but I am actually ascending at the symbolism here. The tumor is literally the physical manifestation of all the toxic secrets, the betrayals, and the stress of being a Newman. And Victor's shock, we need to circle back to Victor's shock because I am fixated on it. He is a man who demands absolute control. He tracks people down, he buys out companies, he crushes his enemies. But when he looks at Nikki and sees her wincing in pain, clutching her head, and realizes he cannot fix it, that is the ultimate punishment for Victor Newman. He is going to spiral. We thought he was ruthless before? Imagine Victor Newman operating under the sheer terror of losing Nikki to a brain tumor. He is going to become completely unhinged. He might even blame Jack for stressing her out. He will absolutely go on a warpath, destroying anyone who causes Nikki even an ounce of anxiety. But the tragic irony is that Victor is the one causing her the most stress. He is the call coming from inside the house. Totally, we have to talk about how this impacts the entire canvas. With Nikki sidelined by a brain tumor and these debilitating headaches, who steps up? Victoria is already shattered by Nick's fentanyl addiction. She is the one who pushed Victor and Nikki to reconcile for the intervention. If Victoria finds out her mother is dying or at least severely ill while her brother is an addict, Victoria is going to snap. The Newman family is literally crumbling. And Adam is already highly skeptical of Nick interrogating him. If Adam sees Nikki falling apart, will he actually step up and be the loyal son, or will he use the chaos to his advantage? And honestly, I almost forgot that Claire Newman is off in New York sleeping with Holden Novak and catching real feelings. Claire is finally finding some happiness. completely oblivious to the fact that her family back in Genoa City is facing a literal apocalypse. The dynamics are shifting so fast, I need a literal flowchart to keep up. I am exhausted, besties. I am emotionally drained. In conclusion, I am not okay. We are not okay. This brain tumor plotline dropped like an absolute nuclear bomb on Genoa City, and the fallout is going to be radioactive. Between Nick's secret fentanyl stash, Victor's ruthless yacht takeover, Jack's messy manipulation, and Nikki's blinding headaches, I am literally gasping for air. The writers woke up and chose absolute violence, and while I am screaming, crying, and throwing up, I am also seated and locked in. We need to hold a prayer circle for Nikki Newman immediately. Sound off in the comments, squad, because I know you are all just as traumatized by Victor's shocked face as I am. Until next time, stay chaotic.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.